The kind of corruption in Cameroon is above human comprehension. You cannot understand what is going on in Cameroon. Cameroon is in the hands of ancestors. They are the ones running Cameroon and ruling Cameroon at the detriment of all Cameroonians. These people who claim that we voted them, the people in the National Assembly and the Senate, they claim that we voted them to represent us. And they are in the National Assembly or in the Senate to create laws and policies that will better the life of Cameroonians and bring security. These are the people we are looking up to help us out of hardship, insecurity. But they are the people struggling by all possible means to shift blame to different departments. What I have to tell them is that the National Assembly and the Senate create laws, and the judiciary interprets the laws, and then the executive implement it. So the executive cannot implement laws that are not in place. And the National Assembly and the Senate, they has the power to stop any laws that are not in benefit of the common people. But they refuse to do it because they have been bought by the government. According to the 1996 Constitution that we are using, that Article 16 sub 3, the National Assembly shall meet in extraordinary session for not more than 15 days on a specific agenda and at the request of the President of the Republic or of 1/3 of its members, meaning 1/3 of the members of the National Assembly. If they say we have to meet because we have a security issue in our country, they will meet and they will drop good agendas and good policies on how to solve that insecurity problem. Or they have people are passing through hardship. We have to meet in an extraordinary session. They will do it 1/3 of the National Assembly, but for all this year they refuse to do it because they have been bought. If this is a first time joining TFA Talking Point, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. TFA Talking Point is all about proposing lasting solutions to societal problems. And today we are talking because these two groups, the lower and the upper house of assembly in Cameroon, are struggling during this November session, shifting blame. First was the president of the National Assembly, Cavalier Jege Jibril, who says that the government, meaning the executive, should do everything possible to bring peace in 2025. And then I make a video on that one. If you have not seen it, go and check the video. As if the executive are the one to bring peace. And then the upper house of assembly, the first vice president, that is Abubakari Abdullahi, who is now standing on behalf of Masenya Njifenji, who is nowhere to be found. It says that the government is speaking on behalf of a call for the government to improve public finance management, combat inflation, and provide essential services like clean water, healthcare, and reliable infrastructure in Cameroon, and also to improve the living standard of Cameroonians. This is the president, the vice president of the Senate, in which if the government have not been doing this for 42 years today, the only thing the National Assembly has to do is to go to the Constitution, take the Constitution and go to Article 16, then sub 3, and say it is our right to organize and call for an extraordinary session in order to talk about this issue that Cameroonians do not have drinkable water. We call for an extraordinary meeting and talk about it, create laws, and send it to the executive so that they will implement it for Cameroonians to have water, not sending a message verbally. To who? Is there any laws that prohibit and tell the government, do not embezzle? If you embezzle, we are going to call for an extraordinary level meetings and impeach you out of office. Is there any law? No. You allow them to embezzle, and who are you calling? The person who employed you? Instead for you people to sit now this November and say, we are not going to draw any budget or vote any budget for 2025. We are going to call for an extraordinary meetings to talk about the poor healthcare system in Cameroon. We are going to call for extraordinary meeting to talk about the poor educational system in Cameroon. We are going to call for an extraordinary meetings to talk about the insecurity and injustice that is going on, the genocide that is going on in southern Cameroon. You people, from the days the crisis in southern Cameroon started, that is 2017, that the Amazonia came in, and then hoping that the National Assembly and the Senate will say something. Up to date, it is 8 years today, they have not mentioned a word. They have not programmed and called for a meeting just for the crisis in southern Cameroon. And it is a constitutional crisis. And then you say this is a body. This is what I am praying for. If God gives us that opportunity, that somebody genuinely take over office, the first thing I will advise the person to do is to dissolve the National Assembly and the Senate, dissolve and ban those organizations, and let Cameroonians select trustworthy Cameroonians. If there are not trustworthy Cameroonians, there should be no National Assembly in Cameroon. That is the first thing. Because these people that President Pobia selected from all villages, terrible, wicked people, and impose them on the population and say the population voted them to represent them. They are not representing anybody in the National Assembly and the Senate. They are representing themselves. They are representing President Pobia. You have the power to organize and call for an extraordinary meetings to solve those problems that are in Cameroon. No route, no extraordinary meetings called. No drinkable water, no extraordinary meeting called. No electricity, no extraordinary meeting called. No insecurity in Cameroon, no extraordinary meeting called. But you people comes and say the government should do everything possible to bring peace, as if peace is somewhere that they have to go and buy and bring it to Cameroon. Or the government should do everything and give water to. For 42 years in office, they are unable to give to Cameroonian drinkable water. Is it after you are called that they will do it? I don't know. The game you people are playing, you people believe that the common people will perish all. But this hardship they are going through is strengthening them. It's strengthening them. As it was strengthening the hardship the people of Southern Cameroon were going through, it was strengthening them. And in 2017 or 2016, they stood up and said no to this. And today, that no is behind the downfall of Cameroon. If we do not change our mentality positively, Cameroon will keep on going down. If you believe that you have security, you can call police and whatsoever to guide you to do whatsoever, you are living in security. You are insecure so far as you are living in Cameroon. So far as you are a Cameroonian. You are poor. You have no drinkable water so far as you are in Cameroon. No matter what. So this is my message to you people. Call for an extraordinary meetings to talk about this issue. Cameroonians are dying every blessed day. 10,000 people in southern Cameroon. How many thousand people in the far north region of Cameroon? How many people brutally killed in different regions by armed robbers, kidnappers? Cameroonians do not have food to eat. Cameroonians do not have good drinkable water. Cholera killing them. Malaria killing them. African countries are now celebrating that they have conquered and defeated malaria. But Cameroon, it still remains one of the most terrible and a disease in Cameroon. No route, up to the point where government officials tested it for one time and cried like a little child. And yet, the National Assembly remained quiet. Because if they want to travel from one place to another, they will first of all send people with the taxpayer money to search and look for routes that are good, so that they will take a shortcut to where they are going to, through the routes that are good. Or they will fly through a helicopter or a plane to reach where they want to. It is terrible. And if you people are not qualified, I prefer that you people should resign. All those in the National Assembly and the Senate are thieves. All those working with President Pobia are wicked people. They say it is hate speech. Hate speech is when you say something about somebody that is not right. is not the truth about a person. But if I call any government officials in Cameroon thieves, he is a thief. And he cannot prove it. He cannot stand because his conscience is saying you are a thief. So we have to change our mentality positively for a better Cameroon. And also calling on the opposition parties, non-governmental organizations in Cameroon, and civil society leaders that we have to stand up. We have to stand up. We have to stand up if we want a Cameroon better than what we have today. We have to stand up.